Alrighty, y'all. Welcome back to the channel. I figured I would start another video right now because I got some more good and bad news. So let's just hop right into it. I'm gonna pop the hood open and just get to explaining some things. So I went ahead and to get ahead of myself kind of, I started taking out, the EGR and ASV. So when I get the delete pipe, I was going to be able to just put it in, slap it in, you know what I mean, and be good to go. So I was taking out the EGR pipe that goes to the back of the manifold and whatnot. And as I was doing that, I took out the intake, of course, to get to it. And then I took out, this boost, intercooler piping and whatnot. Took that out. And as I did that, see if I can't set you guys up real quick. I noticed that there, when I pulled off the inlet pipe to the turbo, I noticed that there was literally a piece of metal just chilling there. And as you can tell and hear, my turbo is done for. So my turbo definitely is messed up and definitely was messed up. I don't know if that's exactly what caused my car to have a no start, but I would assume because it's literally in pieces. So I had my buddy come over yesterday. Shout out to him. He helped me out a lot. As you can see, downpipe is loose. Everything, literally everything down there is disconnected. All I really have to do is just undo the O2 sensors right there from the two bungs and then pull the downpipe out. This is already loose, obviously, the V-band on the turbo. That's all loose. I just need to take it out. So drop the downpipe and then whatnot. And then I literally just need to get the car back up in the air. Drop the axle and then undo the 8 to 10 bolts that are left on the manifold. And then the turbo should just come out. And then, so that's my bad news. The good news is I have another turbo in the back of my car. Same exact turbo. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm not just going to send it and throw this thing in there. I am going to have it, maybe refurbished or just cleaned up and make sure, it's 100% good to go. But no shaft play whatsoever. Spins nice and freely. As you can see, no shaft play in there. So I'm hoping that this turbo will be good. I think what I'm going to do is just, tear it apart myself. Have the hot side powder coated or something, black or maybe even the color of my car, which would be super sick. And then it would kind of all just be kind of look like this in a sense. So, and that would just make it, last longer, keep the integrity of it, and so it don't rust again. And that's just what that's kind of one of the main things I want to prevent, is it rusting and looking just like that. So that's what I want to, eventually do before I put this turbo in. So I want to take a couple days while I'm getting the old turbo out, and I want to have that, cleaned up at least, and made sure it's fresh and good to go, and then slap it in there. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to order one of these pipes, because this is just so tiny, and they make a billet aluminum pipe for this. So I'm going to get that and pick that up, probably slap that on there, and it'll look 10 times better. But EGR pipe is out and whatnot, and all that other miscellaneous crap. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bad turbo here, and I think I'm going to bring it to my buddy and have him, hopefully, I don't know if this is possible. Maybe you guys can let me know, and let me know if there's some way to do this. But I want to make an aftermarket manifold for this car. So I want to bring, my manifold turbo, to my buddy, have him, mock some sort of thing up to where it's the same as the manifold, mounting points and all that. And then just make it to where I can mount a turbo on that manifold, because I don't know why the TDIs are like this, but it's like I've never seen another car like that, to where the turbo is literally connected to the manifold and like it's all one piece. I've never seen that before. So if anybody knows, or has any sort of insight on that, as to if you can put an aftermarket manifold in there and just do a regular mounted turbo that goes onto the manifold, that way if I ever do have a freaking turbo problem, again, I won't have to take my whole manifold off, and it's just because that's just so much work. And that's the only reason why it's so hard to get it out, and there's so much more, because you have to pull the whole manifold out connected to the turbo, so that just doesn't make sense to me. But that's kind of what I'm dealing with right now, so I figured I would just keep you guys updated and let you know what's going on. I'm hoping to have the race pipe here ordered. I already have it ordered. I'm hoping it should be here within like the next day or two. I ordered it. They last Friday. They said it would be shipped out Monday. Today's Tuesday, so I'm hoping that I get it, here in the mail within maybe today or tomorrow or the next day or something like that. And then, in the meantime, I'm gonna get that turbo cleaned up and whatnot, and hopefully, just make sure it's all 100% good to go. Then slap everything back together, and I should be good to go after that. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to give you guys a good little update and keep you guys posted about everything that's going on. Again, just to kind of sum things up, turbo is going to be cleaned up. I literally have like everything disconnected. I just need to do the last few bolts on the manifold, and then drop my axle, and the turbo should come down from under the car, and then I should be good to go. I want to get that turbo that's in the back of the car, I want to get it cleaned up at least. I don't know about refurbishing it or whatever, but it's definitely solid, so I'm crossing fingers that it's gonna be okay to put in there and just be good to go, you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know, other than that, definitely just gonna be doing quite a bit of work to it, because obviously now I'm doing lots of work to it. So engine bay dress up kit is still gonna be ordered. That's definitely coming. I got lots of goodies coming. I'm gonna get that turbo billet outlet pipe, the outlet turbo pipe that goes to the intercooler. I'm gonna try and figure out about getting an intake pipe as well, one that's bigger. And while all that's being done, I'm gonna take my old manifold / turbo to my buddy who welded me up my tips on my exhaust, and hopefully he can sort of come up with some sort of manifold for me, because I would way much rather have an actual aftermarket manifold welded up, to where I can just slap a turbo on top of that manifold and just bolt it to that turbo, or bolt the turbo to the manifold. And if I ever have problems with my turbo again, I can just unbolt it from the manifold and not have to unbolt my whole manifold and turbo. So that's one thing I really want to work on and try and figure out, is if I can do that. So again, if you guys have any insight on that, please let me know. It'd be really appreciated. But other than that, I honestly think that might just wrap up today's video. Again, I really appreciate you guys liking, commenting, and subscribing. And again, if you have any insight onto the whole aftermarket manifold and turbo thing for the Mk6 TDI CJAA is my engine code. So again, just seriously, any help is appreciated with that situation. I'd really like to figure out if I can just have a manifold welded up for me, and then slap some Garrett turbo on there, or some other aftermarket turbo that's for a Volkswagen, you know what I mean, of course. But I'd really like to get that done. So I'm gonna hit up my buddy here later today. I'm gonna just kind of just bang out what I can and get done what the rest of what I can done. And then I don't know, I might hit my buddy up and see if he wants to come back over today and lift the car up and get the manifold and turbo the rest of the way off or out, or at least undo what bolts we can. But like I said, I'm gonna tackle what I can, and then I'm gonna hit up my my homie who makes the exhaust, and hopefully he can, you know, cook something up. And then I'm gonna try and get a hold of some other people like my tuner and whatnot, and just see about getting an aftermarket manifold for this car, and just, I don't know. So again, I appreciate you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.